off out on a solo winter camping in the snow. As you can see, it's pretty ferocious so far. We are expecting some bitterly cold temperatures and some blizzard conditions. So I'd appreciate it if you stay tuned, supported me throughout, and be a superstar and subscribe to the channel. It's actually not too bad trekking in these conditions. I'm both surprisingly warm and dry, as the snow, it just bounces off my jacket and my trousers. But I'm about 20 minutes from camp, just coming up to Birkenburn Reservoir, and then it's about 10 minutes, 15 minutes after that. But so far, it's a whiteout. We do get stronger gusts at times, creating some blizzard conditions, but we are expecting more snowfall over the next coming hours. So I'm hoping to find a camping spot down there. Let's hope it's not marshland. Looks very pretty over there and down there, but it's not looking ideal for spots. So I've decided to pitch in amongst the trees. I was going to do an open camp where you'd have seen the snow falling with ease, but I've decided to pitch in here due to the bitterly cold wind that's happening out there. I don't know if you can hear it, but there is a sinister wind chill associated with it. And the other benefit of camping in amongst the trees is that it reflects heat and retains heat pretty well. So it is much warmer in here than it is out there. I'm also losing light rapidly. It's about to get darker in the next hour, so let's get base camp set up. It would be more fun out there in the snow, in the open, but when you're doing a solo wild camp on your own, especially in the cold, it is imperative that you stay warm. If you start to feel cold, it will have a negative impact on your trip, and therefore your well-being is at risk. So let's play it safe and get sheltered. So this is my setup for the evening. As you can see, I'm off out camping without a tent, so I'm really pushing myself this evening. I've got my DD ultralight tarp, my bivvy bag, and inside the bivvy bag I have the OEX Leviathan and the Thermarest NeoAir X Lite, and of course my two closed cell foam mats. I've got the fire going as I'm starting to lose a fair bit of heat. However, temperatures are only to get down to around -1, so it's not to be too cold. It's nothing that I haven't handled in the past. The snow's actually starting to come through the trees, so it looks like the snow's getting heavier. So what I'll need to do is make that tarp a whole lot more taut. So tonight I'm off out camping in the Campsies. Me and Gaz has done a video on this area before. Previously we were camping up at Meikle Bin. That's only a 30-minute walk in that direction. However, I've came in at a different angle this weekend. I've came in from the foot of the Campsies, parked at a little town called Queenseyburn, walked all the way up. Thankfully it's a road, it's a stroll in the park, and then you follow the fence line and it takes you to this little gorgeous location. Thanks to Storm Barra coming in from the Atlantic and clashing with cold air, we are to expect some snowfall this evening. I am around 450 metres above sea level, and the Met Office did put out a yellow warning for snow, that for areas above 400 metres to expect between 5 and 20 metres of snow. Thankfully we are sheltered, but out there I can see it accumulating and the precipitation becoming much heavier. So I'll show you tonight's setup close up. And here's a closer look of my setup. I have the Dutch Army Gore-Tex bivvy bag. I've had this down to freezing on multiple occasions, and on every occasion I've been very warm. I can't help but think this traps heat better than a small tent. I have my flannel pillow, again a very good addition in winter as this material helps trap heat, therefore keeping your face warm. I have my inner liner. The sole purpose of this is to put it across my face to prevent any winds from hitting my face, therefore cooling it down. Preservation of heat is essential in colder temperatures. My OEX Leviathan EV900, again I've had this down to around freezing and it's done the job so far. However, I would like to test it to its limitations. It does claim it can go down to -16. I've had it out in -8 and I had a chilly sleep, but I did go into that bag relatively cold. And the Thermarest Neo Air X Lite, which has a great reputation within the camping community, and my 2 closed cell foam mats. So I'm looking forward to my sleep tonight, and hopefully that fire does a great job of keeping me warm, along with the tarp reflecting the heat back down. Plenty of dead wood for a fire, so hopefully a very warm one. I think it's time for some warm noodles. Oh, that looks ready to me. How about we go foraging for some wood? There's some dead wood up here we can capitalise on. I don't know about you guys, but it's pretty eerie being in the forest yourself. And here's a product I would recommend if you want to saw some wood, the Silky Pocket Boy. It goes through wood like butter. And as you can see, nice and dry on the inside. And this little knife, the Mora Companion, only cost me £20, and as you can see, it does a great job. Get in there. So it's about 9 o'clock in the evening, it's starting to get pretty chilly, so how about we get a nice warm meal on the go. So tonight I'm going to make a Korean style curry. I have my vegetarian beef, I have Korean style sweet chilli and Korean soy, ginger and garlic yakisoba. I have a pepper stir fry mix and some rice. Let's get this show on the road. We've got jasmine rice, there's the sauce, the veggie strips and the pepper stir fry mix. And all that's gone in there. Thank God each scoosh is only 1 calorie. Well, this is going to make my videos a little bit more difficult. Broke the tripod. That's like my 8th one in 7 months. It is very important that you have a nice warm meal before bed to ensure that you have a nice and warm sleep. Not entirely sure how I'm going to do my videos for the rest of the night now that my tripod is broke. But this is starting to look very nice. Starting to sizzle away now. Sadly, this video is coming to a premature end. I'm going to have to wrap it up on 3 reasons. 1, it's bedtime, it's 10 o'clock, so time to hit the hay. 2, the tripod is broken. Without a tripod, it's going to be very difficult getting some decent footage. And 3, the battery on my phone is draining. And what makes matters worse is my power bank isn't fully charged, it's dead. So I'm going to have to preserve this battery for the morning. So do apologise for that, guys. It did have potential of being an absolutely great video in my opinion. Not to get ahead of myself, but snow, no tent, that's a fun video. It's a very unique experience for me as well. Especially as I've never done a bivvy camp as a solo. I've always been with someone else. However, if you do like the content, I would really appreciate it if you could support the channel by hitting the subscribe button, the like button, and even dropping a comment. So take care for now, and again, do apologise for calling it quits. Catch you on the next trip.